Everybody, Steve Prasbrowski. Welcome to Tip 86 in the series 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam. As a reminder, my website listed there has a lot of great free stuff on. Check it out if you haven't done so already. And this series is based on my latest book from Fire Engineering Books and Videos of the same name, available off their website as well as mine below. So, Tip 86 is probably one of the most important ones. Now, 20, 30 years ago, this tip wouldn't have even made the book, wouldn't have even been on our radar screen. Unfortunately, today in our world, tip 86 is alive and well. And I mean, I could write a whole book on this probably, but take charge of your reputation management and social media footprint. I mean, and I say that because, again, there's probably many of us, I'm in my 50s, there's probably many of us in our 40s, 50s, or even older that probably go, man, whoo, thank God these things weren't around when I was young, going through high school, junior high school, college, because whoo, had we had Facebook and social media, Twitter, TikTok, whatever the platform is, man, I'd be pretty screwed right now because of the stupid shit that I did. Well, hey, no pictures, no proof, right? What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah. This stuff is killing careers of all people, not just in fire departments, but police departments, private industry, professional sports, not just their careers, their brand, their reputation. The term reputation as management is something all of us should be aware of, especially in today's world. We don't have any kids, my wife and I, but I can only imagine being a parent, some of the stuff that you see kids post. And, I know myself included, when I was in my teens, as much as I try to have a good head on my shoulder and I try to have received good guidance from my parents, I thought I had good guidance from my parents. I mean, I still did stupid stuff, but I see parents today that are just struggling, and you see some of the things that kids post on social media today, and it's like, it don't go away. And it's stuff that when you're 14 years old, 15 years old, you may think is cool and bitching, but then stuff that can come back and bite your ass big time when you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, you're looking for a job. I mean, look how many people around the country have maybe been up for high level positions, and then all of a sudden it comes out of, hey, 20 years ago while you're in college, or 10 years ago while you're in high school, you were, saying something sexist, racist, discriminatory, harassment wise, something that was basically tone deaf or inappropriate in today's world. Maybe it was fine back then, but not in today's world. It's just amazing in today's cancel culture, what people are digging up, and we don't get second chances anymore. There's a couple terms I want you to be familiar with. Well, one term is SMACS, social media on the far left there, social media assisted career suicide. Dave Statter coined that one. Dave's a retired news guy out of the DC area. He runs a website, statter901.com. Check it out. He's got a free email list. He's got tons of great videos on there, fireground stuff, personnel related stuff, great stuff, not so great stuff, very good positive public relations stuff for the fire service, not so positive public relations stuff. But he's coined a phrase, which I think is so true today, SMACS, social media assisted career suicide, meaning there's people doing stuff and it's career suicide because of the stuff they're posting. So if you haven't done so already, Google yourself regularly. I don't care what internet platform or browser you use. I love the term GTS. GTS, I was taught, stands for Google that shit or Google that stuff. GTS. But Google yourself, or what I suggest, try different browsers, because what comes up saying Google versus Yahoo versus whatever the other browser is might be different. But Google yourself, because you may be amazed what things pop up, even if you're not on social media, even if you're very a shy, quiet person that doesn't interact on social media, doesn't have social media, there's nothing wrong with that. That's my wife. She hates that stuff. You still got to Google your name because you never know where you may pop up, and it may surprise you what you're attached to. You may think you deleted something, but it's not deleted, because as we all know, nothing ever gets deleted. There's always those internet wayback machines that you can Google, archive, and everything else. And sadly, people are getting aced out of positions, careers, promotions, or even out of jobs completely, meaning they're fired because of things that get dug up on social media. Because trust me, people will dig up stuff left and right, and it's so easy to do. But here's the one example of, selfies are very common, especially, I don't know why, but on the fire ground. Here's one that I saw on Twitter that I snagged. It's this one person posted, if it's one thing I love, it's firemen that live for social media attention more than the actual job. Hashtag garbage humans, hashtag attention whores, hashtag get out. Here's this one guy initially posted, I'm sure the owners of the businesses that burned at the New Jersey boardwalk yesterday appreciate that you had all the time to pose for these great pics of yourself with their livelihood going up in smoke in the background. Very classy. And here's the challenge. We don't know the full context of the picture. I mean, it could be a training burn. In this case, apparently it wasn't, though, but it could be a training burn. We don't know what led up. We don't know what's outside of, this short little snapshot. But the problem is, in today's world, the public doesn't give a crap. The public or anybody, Jane Q citizen, sees these pictures, these videos, and that's what they're going to make their impression on or form their impression on. And at first glance, it don't look good. It don't look positive, because if that was my business, my house, my whatever, I'd be like, why do I even pay my tax dollars, which I'm paying too much for this fire department? You just got raises because here you are looking good and bitching in front of the picture. How about putting the damn fire out? We're seeing a lot of that stuff. And besides a term called smacks, there's another term that Dave Statter uses. You probably have heard the term tone deaf. He uses the term social media blindness as well, meaning you're tone deaf about, okay, seriously, again, this is someone's house, someone's commercial building, someone's whatever, someone's property. Show some compassion. One of the things I didn't share, but I've shared in other platforms or classes is, let me just go back to this picture. I mean, you can Google stuff like this and see tons of this stuff, but there's, I think Detroit Fire Department had one a couple of years ago. New Year's Eve, it was a battalion chief's last night, and there was like 13, 14, 15 Detroit firefighters posing in front of this vacant house, that's on fire. So you see these 15 or so Detroit firefighters with the chief in the middle. It says last night, and they're all just thumbs up of, it was the battalion chief's last night. It was like a going away party. And they posted that on social media as a vacant building. And then somebody, apparently the homeowner's grandson, posted on their Facebook post, because I think they posted on Facebook. They posted, I don't know if it was the union, I don't know if it was the association or the Detroit Fire Department or one of the members, but anyway, there's a picture of these Detroit firefighters all smiling in front of this burning house behind them. And this kid, I think he's like 20 years old, gets on there and says, hey, the house wasn't vacant. Well, it's vacant because it's my grandma's house. She's not living in it because we're remodeling it. And you let it burn, basically you let it burn to the ground without putting water on or anything else. Now, I know Detroit has a policy of letting it burn for safety purposes, but that's for vacant buildings. Well, when you start saying vacant buildings are vacant, it gets very dicey, because yeah, they may be vacant or they're supposed to be vacant, but you never know. I mean, there could be people in there. There could be homeless people in there. We don't know that fact. We still got to at least put water in the fire, get a search done, as dangerous as it may be being a vacant structure. But, I think in today's world, we all know these people. I mean, we all probably work with these people. My department, your department, we have publicity hounds or attention whores, as this guy calls them here, on our departments. We all know those people. I mean, just look at their social media accounts. I mean, I try to be professional on my social media accounts. I try to be professional on anything I do on the internet, because I know it can always come back to represent me personally, my family, my department. Even if I'm not in uniform, it can still represent me and cast a bad light upon my department, but also ultimately the fire service, because stuff like this does not help the fire service, not just the United States Fire Service, the world's fire service, because people look at stuff like this, and we know with social media and the internet, boom, worldwide, it doesn't help us. And here we are, think about a year and a half ago, a lot of the law enforcement agencies were dealing with the defund the police movement because of all I don't want to say all that sounds bad. The few rogue cops, because there's rogue people in every industry, the rogue cops that were, killing and injuring people, whether they were guilty or innocent or whatever else. But, you look at some of these challenges that some law enforcement agencies dealt with because of their cops that were, crossing the line and, acting illegally, unethically, killing and injuring people. And then the defund the police movement came around. Well, okay, if we start seeing stuff like this, I think you're going to maybe start seeing defund the fire department. Because again, if this is your fire department, why do we have a fire department? So again, it's not just you, it's your organization, the fire service as a whole, but Google yourself, be professional. I mean, it's great. Social media is a great tool. The internet's a great tool, but you got to be, I mean, those two words say it best, very classy. Be classy, be professional. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want done against your house or your business or your family. It's your reputation. Take care of it. It's our reputation. Take care of it. So social media is a powerful tool that can be a valuable resource, but it can also be a career killer. It's taken the careers of many in all types of careers, including public safety, excuse me, and government. If you have nothing nice to say or do, don't say it or do it. I mean, and before you hit post and then go, oh shit, I want to delete it. And that happens. Doesn't work that way, because even if you have it up there for like 1 second, which is not 1 second, because usually it takes a little bit more time than that to delete it. Someone's got it, it's out there, it's never going away. And it's going to be, excuse me, something that backfires. So that said, as always, we could talk about this subject for hours, but I don't want to belabor the point, because I'm hoping by now it's obvious, but sadly, not a day goes by that we see someone in any line of work, especially the fire service, getting in trouble, getting fired, getting suspended, getting demoted, getting written up for something that they have done, whether it's said something on social media, whether it's posted a picture, or even just liking a comment or forwarding it or sharing it or follow. All that stuff can be looked upon negatively. And we live in a highly sensitive cancel culture world that you got to take care of yourself, because you know what? Not everyone has your back, sad to say. And all it takes is one wrong thing said or done, and boom, you're canceled. Sucks. So much for second chances. Let's hope that doesn't happen to any one of us. Be safe. Take care. Until the next time, we'll see you soon, everybody.